Hi and good day everyone. My name is Sherilyn Ensign and however my metric ID is 021016131148. I am a student from the Faculty Business and Management in Diploma Human Resource. This is subject OUMH1303 English for Oral Communication. I will be sharing one of my favorite hobbies, which is something I personally call creating a moment from flowers. In simpler words, it's bouquet making. To be honest, when I first started this hobby, I was looking for a calm activity, something that I could do during my free time to help me relax. I didn't expect that I would grow so attached to it, but as I keep practicing, I realized bouquet making is not just about arranging flowers nicely. It actually helps me express emotions that I sometimes find hard to say out loud. And that's why today I want to talk about what bouquet making is, why I love it, the meaning behind some flowers, a personal moment that really touched me, and how creativity plays a big role in this hobby. What is a bouquet making? Bouquet making is basically the art of arranging fresh or artificial flowers into a design that feels visually pleasing. But for someone who enjoys doing it, bouquet making feels more like a journey. When I sit down with a bunch of flowers in front of me, I get to slow down for a moment. The world around me feels quieter. I focus on the colors, the texture, and how each flower naturally curves. Even choosing the wrapper or deciding whether I want the bouquet to look soft, dramatic, or cheerful becomes part of the experience. Sometimes we think of bouquet as something people only give during celebration, like graduation, birthday, or anniversary. But when I make one, it becomes more personal. It feels like I'm putting emotion into something that someone else will hold. Every time I work on a bouquet, I realize that I'm not only arranging flowers, I'm arranging feelings. This is something I didn't think about at first, but now it's one of the reasons I enjoy this hobby so much. Why I love this hobby? There are a few reasons why bouquet making has become so meaningful to me. Firstly, it allows me to express myself. I'm not always the best at explaining feeling out loud. Sometimes, even when I know what I want to say, the words don't come out right. But when I make a bouquet, I feel like I'm expressing those emotions through the choice of flowers, the colors, and even the way I position each stem. For example, when I tend to choose pastel colors, but when I'm happy or excited, I automatically reach for brighter flower. Without planning it, my emotions show through my work. Secondly, bouquet making boosts my creativity. Before this, I never thought I was a creative person, but when I started experimenting with different styles, I realized that creativity isn't just about drawing or painting. It can also come from combining simple things in ways that feels meaningful. I mix texture, size, colors, and sometimes I even add little accessories like ribbons, lace, or small charms. Some arrangement turns out great and some, well, are not my favorite, but every attempt teach me something new. Thirdly, every bouquet has a story. Sometimes it's a story of appreciation, sometimes love, sometimes even comfort. Even if I make one just for myself, I remember what I felt during that moment, and that memory stay attached to the bouquet. Every flower brings a meaning. One part of bouquet making that I enjoy the most is learning the meaning of different flowers. Flowers are like symbols. They carry message even when we don't say anything. For example, roses often represent love, gabbras symbolize for happiness, carnation represent devotion, baby's brave means innocent, lilies symbolize for purity, tulips represent perfect love. When I choose flowers based on their meaning, it makes the bouquet feel more thoughtful. For instance, if someone is going through a difficult time, I might pick something soft and calming like white lilies. If I want to celebrate someone's success, I choose vibrant gabbras because they feel lively and uplifting. Learning this meaning also helps me connect emotionally to the bouquet I'm making. Creativity in bouquet making. Another reason bouquet making stands out as a hobby is because it gives me space to explore my creative side. I get to experiment with different shapes, round bouquets, cascading design, or even freestyle arrangements that don't allow any specific pattern. Sometimes I challenge myself to use colors that don't normally go together. Other times I try to achieve a certain theme, like something elegant, something playful, or something romantic. And what I love the most is that there is no strict rule. Even if the bouquet looks different from what I first imagined, it's still meaningful because I create it with my own hands. I also learned that creativity isn't always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's found in small things like the little details, the slight teal of a flower, or the mix of texture that somehow blend nicely. Bouquet making teach me patience too. If someone doesn't look right, I keep adjusting it until it feels balanced. That process itself is calming. A personal moment I want to share, story that made me appreciate this hobby even more, is every year I create a bouquet for my mother. It's a small tradition that I started on my own. One year I decided to choose only white lilies and white tulip. Lilies represent purity and grace, while tulips symbolize for perfect and sincere love. I didn't tell her the meaning behind the flowers, but when I gave it to her, she looked at it for a moment, smiled softly, and said that it felt peaceful. That moment stayed in my heart. I realized that bouquets don't need to be expensive or extravagant to be meaningful. What matters is the intention and the time spent making them. When someone receives a handmade bouquet, they know it's made with care. That's what makes this hobby feel personal to me. To end my presentation, bouquet making is more than just hobby to me. It helps me express feelings, connect with people, and explore my creativity in ways I never expected. Every bouquet I make carries a piece of my thoughts, my emotion, and my effort. It is a small but meaningful way for me to create beauty and share it with others. This hobby taught me to appreciate details, to slow down, and to communicate through colors and flowers. Even though it may seem simple, bouquet making has brought a lot of meaning into my life. And thank you for listening, and I hope my sharing inspire you to try creating something small but special with your own hands too.